that does a lot of dirty work for cast members of 90 Day Fiance, put out this information about Kelly Brown. Okay, everybody knows who Molly Hopkins is, right? Let me know if you do or do not know her, and if you don't, I will be more than happy to explain her appearance on 90 Day Fiance. This is a few years ago when she first appeared, and then she was back on a show with a new guy. So, by the way, anyway, everybody, hello that just came in. Amazon's Fake Witch Kits, Gypsy Vano, and Sam Marks. Debbie loves to chat. Everybody, all the regulars are here, including some new people. I also want to say thank you to the Crochet Gang because they put out some very, very interesting information today that nobody really was privy to. So thank you for that. But I really needed to get to this Molly Hopkins, Kelly Brown drama that some particular blogger decided to invoke involve himself in and put out some really one-sided information. So let's do the other side. Let's hear the other side of the story. Well, not really, but I'm going to show you another blogger that does really good work, and she's very, very thorough. Okay, so if everybody follows 90 Day Fiance still, they might have come across a blogger page called Kiki and Kibbutz. They're on Instagram, YouTube, and they also have a web page. So if you go to the web page, I'll pull it up right here. So if you go to wordonthestreetreality.com, this is their page, right? So this is just to the particular incident with the warrant for Kelly's arrest, which I'll get to that in a second. But if you really want to find some very, very thorough articles on cast members of Love After Lockup, 90 Day Fiance, and I think they have maybe other shows that they cover, but mostly those two. She does a really good job on this. So this was the most recent story, and it looks like the previous to that was Life After Lockup, 90 Day Fiance. So she dropped the information about Molly Hopkins' most recent, I guess, boo, and that was in prison. That was about a month ago. And here we have where she provided the information counter to what Molly had put out about Kelly's arrest. Kelly's warrant. I'm sorry. Take that back. So I'll get to it in a second. Say hello to everybody else coming in over here. Kelly was a cop, Debbie. So Kelly is a retired New York Police Department beat cop. So he was on the streets for 20 years, at least, maybe more. So yeah, they did break up, and they broke up February-ish, if I'm not mistaken. So, and that was a very brutal, it was a very brutal breakup because a lot of information was put out there about each other's sides, and it was getting really how do I say, messy, I would say. So let's see if he still has some of those posts back around that time when they first broke up, where the daughter, if everybody knows Olivia, she's kind of wild, in my opinion, and she sent him some harassing texts and also some harassing emails, which I don't know what. I mean, there could have been something that she responded to. I'm not sure, but let's see if he still has this up for now. Yeah, there he is. Okay. Let's see. Okay. No, it looks like he took him down. I think he posted on a story. So maybe she has it on her page here. Hold on. Let me ask somebody that might have these harassing text messages. But Okay, so according to this article here, 90 Day Fiancé exclusive warrant for Kelly's arrest. Okay, some people read this, but I'll just narrate it anyway. The single life viewers watch as Molly Hopkins and Kelly Brown try to find love. Kelly is a retired New York Police Department detective, and Molly is looking for a man to love and care for her. After her marriage to Luis Mendez, everybody remembers Luis, the guy she brought from Dominican Republic that she was all pissed off about, him being like lazy or whatever, or they're not getting along. Eventually, she wanted to get him. She was so spiteful. She was trying her darndest to get him deported. Everybody remembers that. He was maybe like 10 years younger than her. Very how do I say, liberal with her child, saying that she could do this or do that, have boyfriends or whatever. Debbie is Kenzie, Crochet Gang, yeah, Crochet. Hello everybody. Sam Marks. I'm gonna get to whether or not she's telling the truth. You don't really know the truth. You get two sides, and then you have what is really what happened. But I will get to what step we're at right now with these two. But everybody knows John involved himself in this and put out the warrants that were obviously like you can't even look these up. So he definitely got those warrants, like the list of charges from Molly. And why isn't Molly going live and talking about this? That's my question. She just has John doing the dirty work. So, dirty bitch. Geneva just tried to argue with me in another chat, so I lost it here. Yeah, Johnny Crack, Luis, not the Luis that we know over here, but Luis, the guy that she had was, oh yeah, he definitely wasn't here for the right reasons, but he ended up as soon as they broke up, like he drove over to New Jersey or New York or whatever, where he had a girlfriend already lined up. What am I gonna say? I don't know. But apparently Molly keeps a couple guys herself on the side if she needs to. So this is apparently a prison kingpin, her newest boyfriend or last one. Okay, so unfortunately, soon after this photo was taken, right, this photo of her and Kelly, their relationship would implode. As previously reported, by January 2023, Molly and Kelly were officially over. So, January 2023. Keep that date in mind here, okay, folks. Molly and Kelly were officially over in January 2023. There are many reasons why the relationship didn't work. According to sources close to Kelly and Molly was inappropriately communicating with many men during her relationship with Kelly, including her current boyfriend, the self-proclaimed prison kingpin. So this is the guy. So she went from dating a cop to dating a prison kingpin. Oh, God, if that isn't an example of polar opposites, I don't know what it is. Then, as previously reported, Kelly allegedly received text messages from the wife of an airport worker who saw inappropriate messages from Molly on her husband's phone. Ooh, what's that? When Kelly confronted Molly about it, she made excuses, and Kelly, who just moved to Georgia, chose to believe her. So he chose to overlook that because, he wanted to trust her word. And I guess this is another guy? Or is this? Oh, it might be the same guy. Okay. Word on the Street reality also exclusively spoke to another man who claimed he was in a relationship with Molly when she started seeing Kelly. This man finally broke off his relationship when he realized Molly was filming Single Life. Keep that in mind too. Single Life. All right. Single Life was with Kelly. Right. And I think that was 2021, if I'm not mistaken. After Kelly and Molly parted ways in 2023, another reason would surface as a cause of the breakup. Molly's daughter, Olivia, on February 2nd, 2023, Kelly posted an email from Olivia to his Instagram story. Some people might remember that email where she says some horrible shit. And read this out. The caption read, "This is what I had to deal with when I moved to Georgia, but they will paint an innocent picture." It seems like total chaos. Total chaos in this relationship, the household, just kind of like the same way that the ship sunk with Luis and Molly that first time. This is what Olivia writes to this guy, okay? And this is no subject, no reply or nothing. So this was like, I don't know what caused this. And this was posted. It looks like Mary Pants has their logo on here. Newsflash, I am a white spoiled person and you're a loser who thinks you're not because you're a cop. You need to check yourself for real. I don't care what you think of me. I'll be way more successful than you'll ever be, you fat loser. And get some pants that fit your ashy ass butt crack. Doesn't show no one wants to see it all the time. I'm blocking you now, but I'm glad I got you so upset. Bye, you pussy ass N. Okay, so this is what allegedly John's friend's daughter is writing to people before they go on to this scenario here. So this is February 2nd, 2023. He posts this email, and look what she does. On the same day at 8:21 p.m., Olivia filed an incident report with the Cobb County Police Department, and the statement is below. On February 2nd, 2023, 2021 hours, I responded to Livery Lingerie store in regards to an assault that occurred on 11/21/2022. So she is reporting an assault after they had broken up, okay, like Molly, her mother, and Kelly, almost 3 months later, two and a half months later, all right, and they gave it approximately 1,500 hours. When I arrived on scene, I met with Olivia Hopkins, which is the daughter. Olivia stated that on 11/21/2022, and if everybody can't read this, I'm gonna zoom in over here because this is important. Because somebody wants to put a one-sided thing over here and say that this person is a horrible person, this and that, because they want to win brownie points with a particular cast member. And let's see what they have to say now. Olivia stated that on 11/21/2022, she was in the store where their mother, Molly, and Kimberly, okay, Olivia was working behind the counter when Molly's boyfriend, Kelly Brown, walked into the store. Kelly was angry with Olivia because of problems with Olivia's boyfriend. Olivia and Kelly both argued with each other. Kelly stated that he would come at her. Olivia said to come at her then, at which point Kelly rushed to the counter, grabbed Olivia by her neck, and slammed her against the wall. Kelly then threw Olivia to the ground. Olivia stated that she could not breathe when Kelly grabbed her by the neck. Olivia stated that she waited a long time to report the incident because she did not want to stress her mouth during that time, and because probably stress her mom, I don't know, mother. That's kind of weird. During that time, and because Kelly is a former New York Police Department detective. Olivia stated that both Molly and Kimberly witnessed the event. Okay. After corresponding with the detective in Cobb County Police Department assigned to his case for over a month, Kelly was assured on April 15th, your case with her should be closed now and available to get a copy of now. Sorry for inconvenience. This case was eventually listed as inactive. All right, that's April 15th, 2 months later, after she reported this. Kelly received the following statement from the detective assigned to the case, and this is an official email, right, where they clear him of this investigation by the police. All right, the case is being filed as inactive, basically meaning I was unable to establish probable cause for an arrest and have ceased investigating. If you want a copy, go to any Cobb County precinct and request one. This might take, basically just clearing him. Okay. Hello, everybody. Coming in the chat. I'm not really paying attention here, so sorry about that. I like before the best, and JY says it's the worst. I feel sorry for the cop Molly dated. The guy never had those charges before that. Before that family, his whole career is wrecked. Well, we don't know if his career is wrecked, but just to clarify things, if he's retired and he's getting a pension, so what might happen is there's a board that usually kind of like monitor or oversees pensions, and if they find that you have committed certain like errors of judgment or causing a crime or something like that, if you've been convicted of anything, they might choose to I guess revoke your pension and give you a reason. But legally, I don't think they could really go that far. If he legit had his pension. So I don't know. I really don't know. If he does go to jail for any reason, they might stop paying him his pension for a given period of time. But I mean, that's something that was earned. So, all right, and here we go. As previously reported on April 4th, 2023, Olivia was arrested and charged with a probation violation. Olivia was on probation for an assault against her mother in October 2020. Olivia tested positive for fentanyl during her routine drug screening and was arrested. So there you go. Olivia Hopkins, and that's her booking report. All right. So notice that I don't believe that she had a revocation of probation for marijuana, but she claims that she had like laced marijuana, like she purchased marijuana was laced with something, but she didn't pop for marijuana, so she actually popped for fentanyl, which is kind of weird to me. Unless I don't know, I'm not going to speculate too much on that. During this period, a criminal complaint was filed on her behalf against Kelly for alleged chokeslam incident back in November 2022 with the magistrate court in Cobb County. So here's what's happening here. Anybody notice where this went from? How it went from a police department, now somebody is filing in person in magistrate court. And if anybody has the answer to that, put it in the chat. What do you think these people are trying to do by going to different departments to get something going? A hearing date was scheduled for April 24, 2023. Kelly, who is trying to formulate a plan to move on with his life since his breakup with Molly, retains local legal counsel in Georgia to help him navigate his process. And, most of the time I have the mindset where like people in these scenarios are innocent until proven guilty. And definitely in this scenario, you would, I have that strong feeling that this guy is he's going to get off of all this. But here we go. Okay. In an exclusive phone interview with Kelly, he reveals that on April 24, 2023, he appeared in magistrate court in Cobb County with the attorney he retained. He explained his side to the judge. Olivia was not at the hearing because she was incarcerated for a parole violation. So the accuser, was in jail during this court hearing, but he made it. The judge wanted to hear both sides. The judge decided to adjourn his decision until he could hear from Olivia. Okay, so here we go. On June 7th, 2023, a motion was filed and granted for the hearing to be adjourned to July 3rd, 2023. Kelly, who has now moved out of Georgia, was reassured at the first hearing by the judge and his attorney that his attendance at the second one was unnecessary. So, take that as you might, however you like. Kelly had faith that his attorney would properly represent him. Kelly reveals exclusively to Word on the Street Reality, he is dismayed, disgusted, and disappointed by the representation he received. The information he received about the hearing yesterday was disturbing, and Kelly reached out to Word on the Street Reality to explain what occurred. So, Denise Ann, go to state attorney, prosecute. No, so here's what's happening. First, they go to the police department, right? And they file a police report and, a statement and everything like that. Provide whatever evidence they had. And they did a thorough 2-month investigation to see if there was any probable cause to move on with it and actually, send it to the DA to prosecute. That fell through because there was nothing there, as you saw in that email. So they cleared him, and what Olivia and Molly are trying to do, they're basically shopping for prosecution. All right. It's a very common thing with people that really want to get. It's more common than you actually think. So if you're unhappy with the decision of the police department, you call a DA or you call different people that would be prosecuting any this type of scenario and try to get something going that way. And then they appeared in front of a magistrate judge to have a case open. So this is, you can't really see it too well. It's kind of blurry, but okay. So it does show the date in April where a warrant was requested. A warrant was for Kelly's arrest. I guess he may have turned himself in, got booked and all that, and was represented by attorney. And now we all know what happened with July 3rd, 2023 now. He wasn't there and something happened. Kelly now has a warrant for his arrest in Cobb County, Georgia. The charges include simple battery with intent to cause harm, simple battery, terroristic threats acts, and harassing communications. In his exclusive phone interview with Word on the Street Rally, Kelly expresses disappointment with being unable to defend himself against these new allegations. Kelly expresses a desire to move forward with his life and reveals that he no longer lives in Georgia. Kelly reveals that Word on the Street Reality to WOTSR that life was not always easy with Molly and Olivia, and he is at a stage where he would like to put all that toxicity behind him. In the following messages, Kelly's responses are in green bubbles, and Olivia's responses are in the white bubbles. So here's an example. I guess he sent this to a bunch of different. I think he also posted this on his Instagram on the stories. So you go ahead and read that. I mean, it's kind of fucked up. Oh, it is really fucked up. So Kelly writes, Thanksgiving and Christmas, I will be up there. Boo. Yeah, he whatever. I'm not your broke-ass dad or any country dude she dealt with. Keep playing that song. And then she writes, good, my family has guns and doesn't care much for black people, especially when they threaten the spoiled-ass whites girl. No, you're the corniest, most emotional one, though. I want all the smoke, crackhead. This is what Kelly writes. Did you wash your ass today? Not. You probably tricking later. That's all you're good for. Dummy that put all her info on everything. Dummy. So yeah, these are the text messages he put out. I'm wondering what she filed on him for harassing communications and terroristic threats. I really want to know. So this is a really messy scenario here. So this went from a bad breakup to an even worse bad breakup, following him, retired police officer with a warrant for his arrest for all these charges. But of course, he's got to go back to court and he's got to defend himself unless he pleads guilty. Okay, which I don't think he will. Molly and Kelly will appear in a new 90-day therapy show next month as a last resort. Okay, so everybody that follows the show might have seen like these leaked pictures of a bunch of cast members down in the Key West resort. So this is where the 90-day therapy thing was filmed. Allegedly, Colt and Vanessa were on there first, and that's when Colt broke his leg on doing something out in that resort, and they took a month off of filming while that was happening, and they replaced Colt and Vanessa with Molly and Kelly. So we're in November 21st, 2021. Allegedly, he chokeslams Olivia, right? But in January of 2022, why is Olivia filming with the person that chokeslammed her daughter in a 90-day fiancé show? So anybody want to tell me what's off here? Kelly intends to retain new competent legal counsel to fight these new accusations and help him navigate a complex and unfamiliar legal system. Kelly maintains his innocence against all allegations and will not stop until his name is cleared. Please continue to check back with Word on Street Reality for further updates. So, now I got the dates of when the 90-Day Therapy was actually filmed, and so between November of 2021 to, I guess, February 2nd, 2022, when this whole... Oh, wait, hold on. I'm sorry. I got these dates all fucked up. All right, so we're talking about 2022 to 2023. Yeah, I'm like 1 year behind. So all this happened allegedly November 2022, and they filmed in January of 2023 at the Key West Resort. So I apologize about the dates screw up. So we're talking about only 7 months ago. Her daughter is filing this chokeslam incident with the police first. Cleared by police. That's important to know. Cleared by police. All right. This case is being filed as inactive, basically meaning I was unable to establish probable cause to arrest somebody. What do you need? Probable cause. And there was none by the police. So how did they actually think that they could get charges to stick when the police have already investigated and cleared him? This is John's buddy, right? Is John's buddy abusing the legal system to put an innocent black man in jail? A retired New York Police Department detective, or beat cop? Is that what's happening here? I don't know. They're shopping around first with the police. They were unsatisfied with the police because this was April 15th. He was cleared, okay, by the police. What happens? She goes to jail before he was cleared. Okay, so she serves time in jail because she popped on her piss test. And since I guess whenever she got out, the first thing she does first thing she intends to do is file charges with the DA or the magistrate court. Sounds awfully fishy over here. You tell me. Let's take a short break, and you let me know what you think is happening over here. Do you think this is shopping for prosecution or what? Let me know.
Harassment that your wife is doing online to several people, including myself, posting our family pictures, personal information, addresses, whatnot. I wanted to talk to you about it first before taking this any further. I'm going to call you back if I don't hear from you in an hour, and at that point decide how to handle this. But I know from what Janice said, and Christy, who talked to you yesterday, you are a very kind and rational man. So I am hoping that reaching out to you, we can resolve this without having to involve the police and an attorney. So give me a call back, or I'll call you back in an hour. Thank you. Bye.
To answer Nancy's question, why is the magistrate doing it? Well, okay, so my understanding is anybody could go in front of a magistrate to request a hearing on any particular criminal or civil matter. That's kind of thing. They could hear cases without having to do the long filing process. That's kind of what the magistrate is good for. And I will say a lot of credit companies and a lot of people like lien holders, they will go right to the magistrate because they know that's the quickest way to get a civil filing done is through the magistrate court. So, and on top of that, why is the mom of the abused filming with the abuser just a couple months later? Still, everything falls apart, and all of a sudden they want to retroactively file charges on something that happened months prior. Something's not right here. Yeah, that too, Denise. You could find a prosecutor, and some of these podunk places, they do some shit like that, and it's very common, much more common than you think. Cobb County, it used to be one of those, and I would probably say 20 years ago. There's still some of that left. What I think is they have some kind of buddy system going on where they know how to use it. Use the courts over there, or somebody gave them a suggestion, and they went through the magistrate court, maybe even at the DA's behest or something like that. But that's what happened. Yeah, Cobb County is much more developed than what it used to be. Well, okay, Gypsy Vano, according to this, the warrant for arrest was just filed on the 5th of July. So we're talking just 3 days ago. He has I guess it's a bench warrant, or maybe, I don't know, I don't know if this is how do you call it, like extraditable warrant or what, but a warrant was issued. And if he gets stopped somewhere, it might show up in there's a database that they use where all the national warrants that pop up nationally will pop up. But if he gets stopped by a police, that might happen. Or he might get held up in a DMV or something like that. Who knows how they track these things? So according to Denise, it doesn't give any particular info on whether these are misdemeanor or felony, but I do know that the battery is a felony for sure. Simple battery is usually like a misdemeanor. Harassing communication, same thing. I've seen a lot of people just get like fines for that. Terroristic threats, depends. It's a misdemeanor, but definitely battery. I don't know what happened with the attorney. According to Kelly, he had really shitty representation, and a warrant was issued. Now, whether or not the minutes or the testimony will ever come out from that one hearing, because he says he was reassured by the judge and his attorney that he didn't have to show because he had moved on with his life. He had to move out of the state. He had no longer any ties in Georgia, so why would he stay? And he moved out, and thinking that he had proper representation, and apparently he did. So that's how this thing is ending up. And I heard that John was going on a little bender saying how horrible this guy was, and this and that, but he fails to mention the fact that he had already been investigated by the police and he had already been cleared. So did he mention this? Did he mention that his buddy was trying to shop for a prosecution to get this retired police officer arrested and probably fuck up his life? Is this not like ringing any alarm bells for anybody? So that's pretty much what I wanted to go over here, because we heard a lot of one-sided things, and it's not just from him, it's also from like some other bloggers have posted this and that, but he went on a little tangent, trying to act like he's a character witness against this guy, knew all about his past and what they had to deal with, but just taking the whatever was told to him and running with it and trashing the guy. Well, we'll see what happens after he defends himself in court. I mean, the warrant isn't for non-appearance. The warrant is still remaining for the charges. So he didn't get charged with no appearance of court. He got charged still with the same shit that he was charged with before. So yeah, this is actually this past year. So I was wrong on the 2021 part, but they were together, I think, late that year and then into 2022. But then he allegedly chokeslammed Olivia in November of 2022. 2 months go by. They're still filming with each other at the resort. In January, another month goes by. Things fall apart between them. And part of the reason why, according to this, is because of Olivia's or Molly's daughter, Olivia. Part of the reason. I mean, I could see that as problematic. A lot of people might recall that Olivia worked in a store with her mother in livery lingerie somewhere by Marriott over there. And she did get charged with like beating up her mom. I don't know if it was battery or simple battery or something like that. She remained on probation. She popped in her piss test. Yeah, it's a whole ass mess. It's a whole ass mess. But to me, it appears like they are trying to really fuck this guy's life up after he had left and just, wanted nothing to do with them. Don't forget that Molly assaulted Cynthia. Yeah, I don't know too much about that scenario. I just know that Cynthia was her coworker or owned part of the company or was like a co-owner or 50-50 owner. And there was like some kind of civil matter that was going on. But I do recall like a while back, Cynthia claimed that Molly was abusive to her, like, I don't know, physically or what. I have no idea. Yeah, Molly was Louis was quite a character. I thought he was, he just resembled that scumbag Steve type of guy. Just like he didn't give a fuck. He just, whatever, talk, just run your mouth, and he just didn't want to hear it. He just didn't want to hear any shit. He just wanted to be left alone. But she tried to follow him. Well, not follow him like physically, but follow him up with, threats of deportation and all that shit. So, oh man, this is a really messy situation. I really hope the best for all parties. I'm not saying that anyone is horrible in any side. It seems like Molly is trying awfully hard to shop this story around also with different bloggers, putting it out there with her side of the story, and saying that there's a warrant for his arrest. A warrant for somebody's arrest doesn't mean that they're guilty, by the way. So let's just make that clear. That doesn't mean that they're guilty of anything. The warrant just is like a bond to make sure that you appear in court to defend yourself for whatever reason, or the warrant could be for something that's already been you're already convicted for, and you're going to be serving time for. So it could be anything. Yeah, I do. I know that this Kelly. I never spoke to him once ever, but I do kind of feel like he's getting railroaded over here, and he tried to leave all this behind him, and he's just getting followed with this bullshit. It's like John claimed, all these motherfuckers don't want to leave me alone, and I think it's really happening to this guy though. He's not active on social media. He's not going on, appearances. Not trashing anybody anymore. All he did was pretty much put out what was sent to him via text message or email, and put out his side of, I guess, defending himself back then. So that is pretty much what I wanted to go over. And what I'll probably end up doing is, I don't know if I should end this and then restart, because I want to do some fun stuff, get out of the serious mode and do some fun. Let me know. Let me know if you want me to restart this. I'll save this and then restart it and do some fun stuff, or if you just want to continue on and just try to make this happen. But I think getting a new notification will bring more people in. I don't know. Gypsy Vano says Kelly is active, living his best life with his pup in New York. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's active on social media, is what I mean. I don't think he's actively, like, fighting anybody online or none of that shit. He's pretty quiet on social media, which is good for him, considering all the shit that's being thrown at him, In Texas, these all would be felonies, really? That's fucking weird, because like simple batteries, it's like that could be like you just walking up to somebody pushing them. That's just a misdemeanor. So I don't know if that stemmed from one incident or a couple. I have no idea. The terroristic threats thing. See, the battery and simple battery could have been what they reported to police, and they're just shopping for that as well. But now they added two other things. So terroristic threats and harassing communications. So you know what? Let me look something up real quick. It might be good to know. I've never heard harassing communications go any further than a fine. Honestly, it's not, or maybe they'll put you on probation or something like that. Yeah, so in Georgia, it's just it shall be punished as a misdemeanor. That's all it is. But it's pretty clear language over here. A terroristic threat is the purpose of terrorizing another with the purpose of causing the evacuation of a building, place of assembly, or facility of public transportation, with the purpose of otherwise causing serious public inconvenience, or in reckless disregard of the risk of causing the terror, evacuation, or inconvenience described in subparagraph. Okay. Person commits a terrorist act or terrorist act. So these are the threat part I already went over. So yeah, this is all just a misdemeanor. Denise and well, I don't know. In Georgia, things are a little bit more relaxed on the gun laws, than a lot more relaxed than New York. I don't know if those type of charges would affect anything in New York, because believe it or not, even some some traffic citations are misdemeanors. So does that really affect anybody? Depends on what you do, of course, like reckless driving and all this crazy shit. That could also be categorized as a misdemeanor. So that's all I wanted to get out about that. And this is wicked wisdom, wicked having no wisdom. Holding up the banner of a master with a tuna fish, chicken of the sea. Love that meme. Let me see over here. Yeah. So Gypsy Van is obviously up in Marietta. Well, I will say this. I give a lot of credit to Kennesaw. I know Kennesaw has a rough history, but when they enacted a law that every household must carry a firearm, and apparently that was the most secure town in the entire state. So there was actually a code in the Kennesaw city, city code that forced forced residents to have a firearm. Mickey, are you drunk? No, I'm not drunk. Have you ever asked John if he's drunk? I've never seen you ask him that. Why don't you ask him? He's drunk very often. I mean, you don't even have to ask him, obviously. You come in my chat, that's your first question? Seriously? So... oh, boy. I think I'm going to end this and come right back on, and we'll do some fun stuff, and we'll make it a little bit of a lighter scenario. All right, guys. You should get drunk. Oh. It's not my typing; it's my fingers. Mickey, you know what? I think I should make Mickey a moderator. What do you think? Anyway, guys, let me end this, and I'll probably end up putting it private for now, and then just taking out some the first part, the intro, and I'll repost it as a regular video. Okay, guys. All right. I'll be right back up.